Hello and welcome from Daytona in the USA as we return for round 7 of the VBTCR Championship. The self-proclaimed world centre of racing, Daytona has been a fixture at the heart of stock car calendar since it's at the advent of NASCAR, emerging from Bill Francis' dream to build something more permanent to replace the hard sands of Daytona Beach to become a multi-use oval and road course catering for more than 100,000 fans. However, today it's the touring cars that will be taken to the track, and also the debut for the Honda Civic Type R and the Hyundai Elantra N, following their release to iRacing alongside the staple of iRacing touring cars, the Audi RS3. I'm Tim Cox, coming to you from the VBTCR Broadcast Centre with Shane Dunn alongside me on production. Last time out, we visited Snetterton with Flarton returning to winning ways in race 1, making it his 4th victory of the season. However, his qualifying streak of 4 poles came to an end as Harris went fastest. Previously, his best qualifying was 2nd in every race since joining the championship. In race 2, it was Ems. He took the victory. But let's take a look at what that means for the championship. Well, Flarton leads the way on 499 points to set. He's going to have his hard work cut out, but there is still a chance of him catching him and taking the victory for the championship. He's going on 453. Bit of a gap then to Shane Dunn, who's in 3rd on 367. Jack Johns for Pulse's Esports on 323, with Gilman only 3 points behind him in 5th place. Scott Malcolm on 299, and then we've got Null, Smith, Geraghty and Denyer rounding out your top 10. McCabe, Birch, Hagen, Ems, Boll, Holland, Mould and Alfie McGarrity take you up to 18th place, where Mould and McGarrity tied on points there. And then it gets really tight for the next few places, with Sabula on 218. Tied on 216 is Crowther and Harris. Embrickham on 202. Seal, Kent, Jones, Thornton, Cottenham, Butler, Martin and Simons round out your top 30. Oh, Stevenson, he is tied on 127 points with Simons in 30th. Anderson, since joining the championship, he's made hay. He's already up to 37 with Murray, Walters rounding up positions there. But as we take to the track, let's go through the grid. So on pole once more, it's Flarton with a cert alongside the company. That's the 5th pole of the season for Flarton, the Norwegian driver. Then we've got Boll, Hagen, Sabula and Myers. You can see return to the championship for Jess Myers on the 3rd row of the grid in qualifying. Gibson, Null, Van Olst and Murray round out your top 10. And then it's Dan Thornton. He's got Ryan Embrickham alongside for company on the 6th row of the grid. Anderson has Shane Dunn with him. It's an all-British row with Fry, who's new to this championship for this round. Crowther with him. And another British row, Cottenham and Geraghty. After Geraghty has fellow Englishman James Birch rounding out your top 20. Martin and Gilman are in 21st and 22nd. Michael Hall, a new driver to the championship. He's in 23rd. He's got fellow Brit Tom Holland alongside the company. But let's head to the track, and of course a rolling start here at Daytona as we get ready to take the green flag and begin race 1 of round 7 at Daytona. And Flarton, you see him on the inside there, getting a good start. Assert just under a bit of pressure from his teammate Boll, who's just going to cover off that inside line, prevent anyone from getting through. And see Dunn and Embrickham there just in the midfield, battling out the two teammates. Motorsport, and be interested to see how they get on as they head down to the International Horseshoe for the first time. Flarton leads the way, Assert 2nd, Boll 3rd, Sabula 4th. Hagen, Jess Myers reclaiming place off Gibson there to get herself back up to where she started. Van Olst, Murray and Null round out your top 10. Sabula, of course, the highest of the Hyundai drivers. Murray, highest of the Honda drivers. It's Audi leading the way with looking up the podium right now. There's contact in the midfield there. There's Embrickham getting involved with Murray. And there's lots of contact there. Let's take a little look at the replay as we ride on board with Shane Dunn in the Audi RS3. When it just gets congested and a bit messy in the midfield, see Murray in his Honda Civic Type R there. Just getting spun around. And the South African will be devastated by that one. So they head out onto the banking for the first time on the run down to the bus stop. That's where it gets interesting to see Thornton. He's got Matsborg Anderson tucked up right behind him in that Hyundai. But look, he's coming around the outside. It's Gilman. What sort of run can he get on these two? Can he get himself a 2-for-1 deal into the bus stop? Let's find out. And he does. Sweeps across the front of the pair of them. And a great move there by Gilman to get himself up into 16th place in the Audi. But moving up through the field, Empringham trying to find his way past on that slightly higher line compared to Newell. It might be wise just to dip back down again to get a bit more of the slipstream. But you see Newell just coming across just to shut the door. But out in front of Sert, he's going to slipstream his way past Flarton and set the fastest lap so far. A 2-minute 0.7. And Flarton just getting hustled there by Ball in the background. The Audi's still locking out the podium for now. But here come the Hyundais led by Sabula, Hagen and Myers. And what can they do? So just come into the international horseshoe there. Sabula in that orange Hyundai Elantra. Really applying the pressure onto Flarton right now. And the few times we've seen the Norwegian look a bit almost under pressure, flustered during this championship. You see Hagen really strong on the brakes in the Hyundai there, closing right up onto the back of Sabula, who's also bumper to bumper almost with Flarton. And these guys are in a strong position. Assert is going to be worried. He's got 7 tenths to Ball. But surely his teammate is going to act as a rear gunner here to try and fend off the advances of Flarton and Sabula and Hagen and Myers, who are all tucked up behind one another and coming on the attack. You see Assert just leading the way there, maintaining that gap to second place Ball, but just looking further down the field. It's their teammate Gilman. If we saw that brilliant move from him, he's now got Matsborg Anderson right behind him. The strong Norwegians within this championship, and Anderson just giving him a bit of a shove there on the entrance into the bus stop, trying to push him along using the bump draft there. Normally used to seeing that out on the oval from the NASCARs, but giving it a good go there in the Hyundai. Ball still acting as the rear gunner from King Flarton at bay right now, but Flarton is tucked right up behind his rear bumper. Couldn't get much closer as Hagen takes the new fastest lap of the race, but he needs to be careful because here comes Sabula for Hyundai up the inside. And can he get the move done? The rear brake's glowing red there, and Hagen just looked up right behind. It's going to be a three-way battle for that last pace on the podium. And Myers, you see her in the purple and white car, just happy to hang on and let everything all just settle down in front of her. See if she can pick up any scraps potentially from issues. Bit of a gap between Myers now and Empringham. He's in 7th place, some 4.7 seconds down the road. He's got fellow Audi driver Gibson with him as they battle out. But talking of battles, back to the battle for the front as we see Sabula and Hagen side by side now as they come out onto the oval. So close between these two, and this is going to gift Flarton a little bit of time right now and just allow him to get away and have some breathing space while these two Hyundais fight it out. Literally side by side. Sabula just having to drop a little back, but he's going to get, looks like the slightly better run off the banking. So now come hard onto the brakes into the bus stop. See everyone just settling down a little bit. I'm still happy to sit behind them, but Gibson's made his way past Empringham and Hall. Great debut performance from him and Fry as well in 9th and 10th place. Both in the Audi and Hyundai respectively. Crowther tucks up right behind them, and they're going to look to go free wide here. The Insignia Motorsport Hyundai's there just creating a bit of a roadblock. As you can see, Matsborg Anderson getting through past the both of them, and Gilman into the wall there. That's going to cost him dearly. Doesn't look like he's picked up too much damage. Maybe just a bit of grace to the front right corner of the car. But Anderson, can he sneak it up the inside into turn 1? Let's find out. He's got the move done. And great progress. No, but he's punted from behind. from Geraghty. And that's going to kill off his progress as now Crowther comes on the attack. The Insignia Motorsport guys really ganging up a bit here on Anderson of TC Motorsports. You see Gilman, he's come right back into the fight after that connection with the wall. And this is all in the battle over 11th place. A great racing as we've seen so much all season long from this championship. Once more as Anderson slipping it up the inside. Can Gilman follow him through? No, he can't. Crowther saying, no, you're not having any of that. Just shuts the door on him to prevent the German from getting through there. Let's once more come out onto the banking. 7 minutes complete. So we've got 13 minutes left here of race 1. These guys, I'm sure, if they remain as they are, will be battling out once more in race 2. Hardly anything to separate them. Some 1.5 seconds covering all 4 of these guys. So that's Anderson, Crowther and Geraghty. Geraghty just at the rear for Honda. Seahorn, as I mentioned, one of the new guys, be really chuffed with that one in 9th place. Once more, it's happening back again up front. The battle of the Hyundais. Sabula versus Hagen. As they trade places one more. Sabula just his nose slightly in front, their front bumper. But here comes Hagen back on the inside to reclaim it. So these two racing it hard side by side on the run down to turn 1. Sabula's just going to have that outside line. Can he carry any momentum? Flarton running a bit wide there. Has now come right back into the clutches of this group. As oh no, Sabula out onto the grass, manages to hold it. There's not too much pace. Myers still sat at the back of this group, clearly with the best seats in the house to view this action that's happening right now on track. What can the Hyundai drivers do? Can they all gang up on Flarton in the Audi? They've been battling it out amongst each other for now. Remains to be seen. But Jack Johnson will be disappointed with 20th place, just well picking up a place there to get past Belgian driver Van Als. Johnson now up to 19th after qualifying at the back. Disappointed by that one. We've seen great finishes. Think back to Oran Park. It was a great result and some great defensive driving there from Jack Johns. Probably one of the best defensive masterclasses we've seen all season here at VBTCR. Right now, Gnul, he's in 17th place, and let's just run you through your top 10 for now as we come to half race distance completed. Assert leads from Bolt, Flarton third, Hagen, Sabula, Myers, Gibson, who we can see at the front of this train with Emperor and Hall right behind him. Fry rounding out your top 10 as they come down to the bus stop once more, and Hall is looking incredibly racy. All over the back of Emprium. He's equally trying to find his way past Gibson, but unable to. And that's now starting to back up this group into Anderson, who's bringing Crowther, Geraghty and Gilman along for the ride. But here comes Hall as he moves to the outside. Is he going to be able to carry enough pace past Emprium? Let's find out. Emprium, if he's not careful, he's going to leave himself boxed in there. But the two Impulse Racing drivers there battling out for the lead as they're going to almost look to go 3 wide. No, Hall elects just to back out of it into turn 1. Empringham on the outside and gets a bit of a bump from Hall. They both run wide, and that's going to allow Fry to come through, and he's managed to pick both their pockets to get up to 8th. And here comes Anderson. Can he get past them both as well? He's now right alongside Fry, and he's going to get up the inside of Empringham. A great bit of racing there from Anderson, who's picking up places left, right and centre. You see the flash of the lights from Anderson there. As I mentioned, Gilman coming along with Crowther and Geraghty are just in front of him. Gilman, Impulse, just trying to find a way past the two Insignia drivers. Different cars. Crowther in the Hyundai, Geraghty in the Honda. Slightly stronger at different parts of the track. It's going to be interesting battle to see how that one pans out between the teammates. As we see Fry there, that black, purple and blue Hyundai Elantra. Anderson right behind him. Anderson currently an overtaking machine in race 1, and looks like he's going to get the move done up the inside into the bus stop for Alexis to back out of it and allow Anderson through. Anderson's next target is Gibson in the Audi just in front of him. And you get the feeling with the way that Anderson is driving right now, it won't be long before he gets the move done. As Hall, after losing out in that turn 1 action with Empringham, finds himself outside the top 10. He's moving around, trying to find his way past. Empringham just covering off that inside line. Flarton setting a new fastest lap of the race there at 58.1. What can Hall do as he tries desperately to find a way past Empringham, and Empringham just leaving the door open there, and Hall saying thank you very much, I'll have that inside line, and Hall slots it up the inside, gets the move done and gets himself back inside the top 10. And right now you get the feeling that maybe Gibson might be holding up Anderson. It's this train that starts at Gibson in 7th, ends at Gilman in 14th. Head back out to the front, and Flarton, despite dropping off our lead 2 drivers for Impulse, managing to catch up right now, and is now right up onto the back of Ball, who, as I mentioned earlier, is definitely going to be acting as rear gunner for Assert. So, of course, just behind Flarton, in the championship. Ball will be looking to keep that Audi RS3 in 2nd place for Impulse, just to allow some extra points gain for Assert over Flarton in the championship. Well, here comes Flarton, he's on the outside. Can he get a move turn around the outside? You can just about see on the inside there's Ball, but he's having to back out of it. I think they banged doors there as they could go through the bus stop. Ball just keeping that inside line, forcing Flarton out to the outside. I think maybe Flarton's got to slow down, because here comes Sabula and he moves to that high line. He's got to have one. And Flarton, after making up all that time, is now losing it hand over fist as Sabula for Hyundai finds himself inside the top 3 and onto the podium as Gibson and Anderson battle it out once more. The Hyundai is good in a straight line. From where I'm speaking to the drivers, and Anderson utilising that slippery shape of the Hyundai Elantra to get the move done round the outside potentially, but Gibson just holding on to that inside line for now as Anderson swoops back down. Anderson just desperately see him moving around, trying to find his way past, just trying to set up the move. There's Murray on that recovery drive for Honda in the middle of that group, but here comes Van Olst. He's going to come round the outside there. Oh, and he runs really wide, does Murray, and the Honda banks right into the side of Van Olst and kills off all the progress he was making. And Johns in the Audi at the front of this group, just managing somehow, when it looked like he was going to lose a place, to keep hold of it. Skillman just made his way past Coralva there. Those two dropped a little bit back up, but Anderson, he's made his way past Gibson. Now up to 7th place is Max Borg Anderson. Starts off a train of Norwegian drivers. Flarton 5th, Hagen 6th, and Anderson in 7th. So they try to fall. I'm sure there'll be, despite the differences between the South, I know Anderson will be desperate to catch up onto the back of Hagen and try and find a way past him. Right now, Empringham is under pressure from the Honda of Geraghty for Insignia. So they come down into the bus stop once more. Only just over 4 minutes left here in race 1 at Daytona. I think the big question is, how is this all going to finish? So we see Hall there trying to move that outside line. He's going to struggle maybe a little bit against the Hyundai of Fry that's just in front of him. He's also going to get the slipstream from Gibson. He's on that inside line as well. He's going to have a lot of work to do around this outside line, but he gets the pair of them there. Swoops down, and Gibson just backing out of it. Oh, there's a big incident there. Gibson, oh no, he's turned around, and the two Insignia drivers with nowhere to go. You can see Fry just starts it all off there by bumping into the back of Gibson. And then the Insignia driver's not happy of Geraghty and Crowther, but they have nowhere to go. By that stage, it was a complete and utter passenger. You see Jack Newell here, and Dunn Cottenham. We mentioned these two much of Simply Digi Racing so far this race. They're on for a good finish here. Cottenham had his best qualifying result of the season. And as it stands at the moment, if he can finish there, this will be his best finish of the season as well. So we head back out to the front. And I'll tell you what, Sabula, he is catching up with the two lead Audis of Impulse Racing, of a certain Boll. I'm not sure he's going to have enough time left to be able to catch up with them, let alone get a move done, but see Boll just following right behind his teammate, working together to keep the pack away from them. Like I said, Boll keeping his teammate in the lead, as you see, and pushing Assert there along to extend that gap that they've got at the front. Some clever team tactics being played out right now. As we head back to another one of the Impulse drivers, it's Gilman. So that brilliant move from Hall earlier. Around the outside into turn one. Hall looking absolutely spectacular in the Audi into turn one on the brakes. Maintains that position over Gilman there. Back to Van Olst. He's trying to find his way past Jack Johns with a flash of the lights there. Clearly Johns not too impressed by something. They've got the Honda Civic Type R of Murray just in front of them. So they're going to remain as they are into turn one. Murray just running a bit wide there in the Honda. But hooking it back up again and keeping hold of that 17th place. You see Johns really working the lights there, doing his best to try and distract Murray. We had a cracking race last time out at Snetterton. What can they do? Don't discredit Van Olst at all. As we head back up to the front, and it's going to look like a 1-2 for Impulse Racing, and the Cert is going to take the victory. Sabula ran out of time ultimately. Managed to take a 10th out of them this lap already, but it's not going to be enough to get any higher on the podium positions. Let's see. Gilman just guiding the car gently through the bus stop and getting a really good run there. And Hall just moving to the high side there. Is he going to slow down as well? And if he's not careful, Ebringham's going to make it past him as well. But they're going to have to go one more time around. The clock just ticking over as they cross the line to the 20 minutes race distance. And Sabula has taken a third of 4 attempts out of that lead group. What can he do? There's Gilman just getting a bit wide there. Car looking very, very loose. Managed to find some grip on that wider line, but Gibson right now, the sort of defensive masterclass I mentioned about it earlier that we saw from Jack Johns back at Oran Park. Gibson just fending off Gilman for now, who's been able to make a bit of progress. Only a few laps ago, he's behind Geraghty. He's just managed to slowly pick his way through the pack and get his way past Gibson. Look, he's absolutely desperate to, swaying out, trying to find some grip around the outside there. I don't think you'll find it there. But Gibson showing that inside line is definitely the quickest way round. I get the feeling that Gilman is going to get a move done out onto the oval and onto the banking. But the slipstream is so powerful. Of course, Gibson's going to have a slight distant tow from Anderson ahead of them. But into the bus stop for one last final time. Comes a set. And then it's just out onto the banking. For what looks like a victory here. And credit to Sabula, who managed to catch up with them, but not quite enough, as we see Gilman in the last attempt there, just trying to find his way past Gibson. Across the line. Here comes your victor, taking the victory in race 1. It is a cert ball, on second for Impulse. Sabula, first podium for Hyundai in this championship. Great result from him. Flarton's going to come home in 4th place. Myers in 5th. So we just see it's all happening as Gilman squeezed by Gibson. So there was a slowing car on the inside there. I'm not too sure who it was. But all happening right at the end there. So it's, as you mentioned, taking the victory. That's only 2nd win. And this last week coming back at race 1 in round 1 at Donington. Ball in 2nd place. Making it a 1-2 for Impulse. Sabula for Hyundai was in 3rd. Flarton be disappointed with that 4th place. Jess Myers, that's her best finish for the season. In 5th for Hagen. 6th for Joe Gibson, another best finish for him. In 7th place, Max Borg Anderson in 8th. Gilman, a great drive from him for Impulse into 9th. And Michael Hall in his debut be chuffed to bits with 10th place. He started in 23rd, let's not forget as well. That's a great result from him. Empringham, Geraghty, Holland, Newell. Cottenham with the best finish in 15th place of the season so far. Geraghty in 16th. Murray, 17th. Jack Johns, going to be gutted by that one, in 18th. Van Olsen, 19th. William Martin discount schools, it came home to round out the top 20. Dunn in 21st. Thornton just ran out of the field there. And of course, a reverse grid here for race 2, but of course Daytona has been a favoured venue for land speed record attempts since the turn of the century. The idea of holding racing events did not really take off until the 1930s. Legend has it that Bill Francis Sr. was heading south to a prospective new start in Miami in 1934 when his car broke down in Daytona Beach, and he decided to settle there instead. It was the beginning of a new dynasty. Along with several others, he founded NASCAR at the end of the war, and the racing expanded and flourished. But, of course, with such speeds, we're about to see not quite as much speed as what you see in NASCAR, but we've seen some absolutely epic racing as we get ready to go for race 2. Of course, the full reverse grid. And interestingly, Birch electing to start from the pits there. I'm sure if that's a technical issue, so Fry is going to lead the way for Hyundai. See Fulton just on the high side, and we think that inside line of the even number places is going to be the more advantageous into turn 1. So it's not a massive run, but also a bit of a flash of the lights there. No, he's ready to go racing. So we just wait for the safety truck rather than safety car to peel away, and we get ready to go racing in race 2. Here we go as Fry leads the way for Hyundai. Thornton, you see him on the high line, but you can see just behind them they're going to go 3 wide between Thornton, Dunn and Crowther as they all just try and squeeze their way into turn 1, and somehow they all manage to make it through. Just being ran out wide on the outside there. Everyone following through on the run. Someone wide. Oh no, there's a big incident in the background. Someone spun around. I think it might have been Gibson. Or was it Sabula locked up in that one? It's all happening here in race 2. Meanwhile, Fry getting away at the front and Dunn having to defend from Crowther right now. What was 2 Audis and 1 Hyundai at the podium in race 1. It's now the reverse of that. 1 Audi and 2 Hyundais. Let's take a look. So William Martin got it onto the grass and he's made in contact. Oh no. Hey, and managed to get almost away with that. I think that's Max Borg Anderson there caught up in it, and it all got a little bit messy in the midfield there. Geraghty, another car caught up in it in the Hyundai. Sorry, in the Honda. Fry leading the way. He's pulled out already a second over Dunn, who's locked in a battle with Crowther. You see Jack Johns for his poor result in race 1. Then he started near the front. Already flashing lights, desperately trying to distract Crowther and Dunn in front of them, who are locked in their own battle. Not sure if that one's going to work. Jack, as they're too busy concentrating on one another, as Van Olst getting a great run there through the bus stop. He's going to have that high-sided line, which he's going to struggle with. Null going to pick up the slipstream from Thornton, who's ahead of him. And you can see he's just pulling away from Van Olst. And Van Olst has had to tuck back in behind Null to get some more of that slipstream. As we see Dunn right now. Crowther trying to find his way past on the outside. It's Fry just ahead of him. They've closed right up onto the back of him. Oh, as Crowther runs it in a bit too deep there. That's low. Jack Johns back up onto the podium. Oh no, we've had a big incident. Murray's involved there in the Honda. Oh, he's lost the rear end. Under braking, then hit the tyre wall on the pit wall there. Sent him to a grinding instant halt across the track. We've already got Martin, Thornton, Murray and Gerrity into the pits here. It's retirees. See Jack Johnson on a flash of the lights there. Once more as he looks to try and find a way to the front of the pack. He'll be worried knowing that Anderson, who's in 5th right now. You see Joe Gibson getting a little bit involved there. He's got Gilman around him, and it's getting a little bit tricky there in the midfield as Empringham running a bit deep on the exit there, and that's going to allow Assert back through. And Assert keeping that inside line, but right now for the lead, it's Fry. This is Dunn on the run down to the bus stop. Jack Dunn's tucked right up behind the Hyundai of Fry. But Fry's going to have that inside line. But you see Dunn just coming down just to cover it off and shut the door there. And he's going to allow him, with that racing line, going to get a great exit out of the bus stop. Give him half a fighting chance to remain in the lead into turn 1. John's unable to capitalise there, where Fry had to slow down that bit extra, being on the inside line. Crowther, and then another one of the Hyundai drivers, tucked right up behind these guys, wanting a bit of the action. As Jack Johns moves to the outside line. Fry just going to defend that inside. What can he do? Oh no, something's happened to Flarson there. Has there been contact? Oh no, and it all got a bit messy there in the midfield. Started out with a 360, but he's lost a whole ton of time, momentum and places because of it. And that would not be helping his championship hopes at all. As we head back up to the front. See John's just trying desperately to find his way past Fry. Won't be wanting Dunn to get away from him. Seems to find out as the oval section. It's been one of the best chances for overtaking, especially down into turn 1. We've seen so many moves. Not only in race 2, but also in race 1. Only 5 minutes completed. Dunn leading away from Fry. John's running at your podium. Crowther takes right up onto the back of this lead group. There's Van Olst, Anderson, Hall, Gilman, Assert and Empringham running out your top 10. And Dunn looking dominant right now in that first place, commanding it like it is his own. So yeah, another flash of lights from Johns. But unable to distract Fry. As we see Anderson making a bit of progress there past Van Olst. Oh, contact in the middle there. As we see Connor going round. Oh, and that was all a little bit messy there. Hagen, the instigator for that one, as we see. It's done. He's got Fry coming round the outside. Can he pull off the move? That is the question. They're literally side by side into turn 1. Fry electing to back out. He needs to be careful here because Johns is going to move up the inside and he gets the move done. Not needing the flash of the lights to distract anyone. Because he got that move done due to a mistake from Fry. And Crowther now wanting a bit of the action. Fry just holding on to that 3rd place for now. Still, with 3/4 of the race left to go, you get the feeling that these three are going to be changing their positions quite a bit, just like these guys behind them. There's Hall having a great run in 7th place. That pink and white car. For Anderson, the lead of this train, with Gilman just behind for impulse. We saw so many overtakes from Anderson in race 1. Now leading the way, people looking to overtake him rather than the one doing the overtaking. Absolutely fascinating battle here. Hall just dropping off the back of him, but here comes Gilman. See him moving out the slipstream there, pulling right alongside Anderson, and he's got himself ahead. Anderson electing just to tuck back in behind. Gilman gets himself up into 5th place. Interestingly, not being such a good race for the Hondas. Top Honda runner right now is Garrity down in 21st. As we just see there, Gibson getting a really good run out of the bus stop over Flarton there. Not having the best of times in race 2. So we see Jack Johns making his claim for the lead of the race. We come round to complete yet another lap, but Dunn's holding on for dear life. He's going to have that inside line. But just look in the background, Crowther versus Fry. Fry still holding on to it. And Dunn just holding on to that, just runs out wide. But look, he's come down up the inside and takes the both of them. It's Fry to take 2 places into one corner where Dunn and Johns were locked together in that battle. Fry said, "Thank you very much. I'll have some of that inside line." And took it with both hands. And heads off into the lead. It was Shane Crowther wasn't able to quite follow him through. Probably wasn't expecting it. And Dunn has gone from 1st to 3rd in the space of 1 corner. We've been absolutely gutted by that one, Shane Dunn. Now just starting to drop a little bit back for the back of Jack Johns in 2nd. Fry seemed taking a much wider line there. Slingshot himself out of the corner onto the banking. Turn 6 complex, a little bit tricky. Rear wheel drive, of course, being front wheel drive for all of the TCRs, it makes it a lot easier to be right on board with Dunn right now. So it looks like coming out on the run down to the bus stop through the banking. Just moving to the inside. He's going to make a lunge now. He elects just to back out of it this time. Fry still holds on to that lead. Johns, is he going to have left himself to a potential overtake from Dunn? We saw what happened at the start of this lap down into turn 1. It was role reverse last time. Dunn was on the inside line and ahead of Johns. Here he comes. Dunn has got the run. But look at Crowther, he's got a great run as well. Can he follow Dunn through? This Dunn goes side by side with Johns. Fry looks like he's going to hold on to that place. He's got Johns tucked up right behind him. Johns doing his best to just hold that inside line. What sort of run around the outside can Dunn get? Not the best. And Johns, can he get past Fry as well? It looks like he's got the move done. And Crowther yet again unable to capitalise as Dunn says, oh, he's going to squeeze that right up the inside. Got his elbows out there. And Fry also loses a place to Crowther. This is a fascinating battle between these 4 cars. Scrapping out. Not just for a place on the podium, but for the lead as well. As every lap we seem to have a different leader between them. So we just look a bit further down the field now. So you see Sabula in the orange Hyundai. He's got Van Alsten then to set. He's starting to course right at the back. due to winning the previous race. We're looking to make a few more places with Larton not having the best of races and some 3.5 seconds behind these guys. So just see Anderson looking to get a move done on Gilman. Anderson has been behind Gilman for a couple of laps now and just pushing Gilman along the straight there. As they come into the bus stop. And Anderson electing probably to take his move. Just picking his battles. Taking on this second stretch of the oval. So see Assert there. He's going to try and get his way past Van Olst. Fortunately, he has no teammate in Bol to help push him along this time. Bol all the way down in 14th for Impulse. Van Olst will be looking to just hold that inside line. Defend it with his life. You know how good Assert is. Just come hard on to race into turn 1. Oh, Van Olst just running in a bit deep there. Trying to force Assert out wide, but Assert, he's got a much better run. He's got him on the switchback. And that's got him up into 9th place. Now some 4 places ahead of Larton. Spectacular stuff. There's now Dunn on the lights to Johns. We saw Johns on the lights so much while he was trying to get his way through these guys, and now Dunn returning the favour, trying to distract Johns. 2 Audi drivers battling out for the lead. Just looking behind them where they had a nice bit of clear air. Crowther, who was in 4th place originally, now up to 3rd. Gilman, Anderson and Hall and Sabula have all managed to catch right up onto the back of these guys. It's absolutely fascinating stuff. So where they've been scrapping out so hard, they've been losing lap time. What was looking like a 4-way fight for the victory is now fast becoming almost an 8-way battle. Don't discredit as we see Dunn round the outside and just squeezed a little bit there by Johns. They're still almost running side by side. They touch bumpers on the exit of the bus stop, and this is going to allow Crowther. He's going to take to that high line. He's not going to have any slipstream from one another. He's probably going to have to take back in behind Dunn. It's going to play to Dunn's advantage. He's not going to be boxed in as Johns moves up high, just trying to squeeze out Dunn. He needs to be careful because Fry and that slippery Hyundai is going to try and get up the inside, but Gilman wants a bit of the action. They're going to all look to almost go 3 wide, but it's 3 sets of 2 across the start finish line. But here comes Mats Borangerson making a charge from lower down in the field. As they're 3 wide into turn 1, there's big contact there. People banning doors. Dunn pushed wide, but he manages to hold on to 3rd position for now. Anderson up into 5th. Oh wow, what epic racing here. With 14 minutes complete, everyone's come together. Johns, he's down to 3rd place. Fry's up into the lead. Dunn into 2nd. But Johns could lose up potentially a place to Anderson. We've got Crowther 5th, Gilman 6th, Hall 7th, Sabula 8th, and Assert is now right up onto the back of this train. And he knows this is a big chance for his championship aspirations and hopes. To claim a lot of points over Larton. Larton currently down in 11th right now. Oh, this contact just pushed out wide there. I think that was Gilman. And after making his way to the front of the train, he now finds himself in 8th place. Assert coming past. I expect you to see the 2 Impulse Racing Audis working together to pick their way through the pack. Of course, last time around it was Bol. This time it's Gilman. But back up in the lead, Dunn having another go at Fry. Fry's got the inside line. Jones is just behind him. But somehow they all sort of seem to interlock and zip in together, or do they? Because Dunn, having to yield that bit of time there, has allowed Jones to come right back alongside. Oh no! And that's Sabula right out into the wall. There's a wall there. Not sure what happened to him to fling him out wide. But back to this battle for the lead, this fascinating, this battle for 2nd place. Fry has pulled out a bit of a gap over these guys. It's Johns. Anderson, he's up onto the podium now, into 3rd place. Dunn trying to find a way past. Likewise is Anderson, and he is pushing Johns along across the start-finish straight right now. So he's trying to keep that inside line to defend from Dunn. Was Anderson. What can he do? Where can Mats Borg Anderson come? So he plays right up onto the back of Fry now. And it's time to place your bets, folks, because this could end absolutely any way. It's now a 5-way battle for the lead. It's just dropped off a little bit from the back of these guys, although the way they keep battling, don't discredit him to catch right back up again once more. I have no idea how this is going to end. It is proper fingernail biting, edge of your seat stuff here at Daytona. It's Anderson running it a bit deeper. That's going to allow Dunn to come up the inside. And that's given Anderson and Fry a little bit of breathing space right now. You see Dunn's got that inside line over Anderson. Anderson just tucking back in his Hyundai. And Hall will be desperate just to keep on to the back of these guys who are right on board right now with Anderson. Norwegian trying to find his way past. String of Brits in front of him. You see Johns just getting past Fry there in front. And Johns now takes the lead. We've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds. That's all that's left. But is Johns going to slow down, or is he? I think he's just trying to break the train there. Moving up onto that high line. A bit of an interesting tactic there from the Audi driver. And is it going to work? Let's find out on the run down into turn 1. Fry is in second place, but here comes Dunn on the outside. Anderson pushing his fellow Hyundai driver, Fry, along here as he tries to find his way back up onto the podium. And it's fascinating stuff. It's like almost like a game of high-speed touring car poker being played out here at Daytona. Dunn runs wide. He's run too deep. That's going to allow a cert through. And Hall has found his way up onto the podium right now. Great stuff from the Audi driver. But they're all constantly changing and moving around right now. It's hard to know where to look between these guys. So Johns leads the way from Fry. Hall in third. Oh, Anderson in third. I did wonder there. Tommy Sauer just having a few issues there. Hall in fourth. Dunn. Oh no, there's contact between Fry and Johns. Oh no, and Anderson's carried on as well. Oh no, all went so wrong, and Fry was hit into the back of there. And what was an epic battle for the lead has all come apart. But this has now meant debut driver Hall is leading the race here. And who's behind him? Well, it's that man currently second in the championship. Assert. He's got no teammates to try and help him. Dunn, who's weathered the storm, despite all the drama and all the action, all the incidents, has clung in there into those podium spots. Hall holds onto it into the bus stop. 15 seconds left. I think this is going to be it. It's going to be a sprint to the line. It's all done. Sorry, that's yeah, that is done. He's dropped back down. Assert goes to the high line there. Can Hall hold on to the victory? Let's find out. It's a run to the line between himself and Assert. Under the 10th is all that separates them. Who's going to come out on top? Assert's just ahead, but here comes Hall. Can he get it back? Assert is going to take it over the line by 0.03 of a second. Spectacular finish. And look at the finish just behind them between Gilman and Dunn. And that is what it looked like across the line. You do not get a much closer finish than that. Spectacular stuff here at Daytona in race 2. Wow. This is why we love touring car racing, for moments like that. So Assert taking the victory, 4 tenths. All that separated himself and Hall. Hall will be happy with second, but gutted he just missed out on that win. Gilman onto the podium. He'll be happy with that one. Shane Dunn finished in 4th place, and that's Gilman's best joint best finish. We then got Flarton in 5th. Crowther 6th, Sabula That's his. He's only once finished outside the top 10 as Sabula. If you're happy with that 7th result, Van Al's 8th, Gibson 9th, Embrigham 10th, Just Myers 11th ball. After finishing 2nd in race 1 comes Tony in 12th, Hagen 13th. Tom Holland, he was 14th with James Birch in 15th. Cottenham, another good drive from him with McGarity in 17th. 18th was Fry with Garrity and Thornton running out the top 10. And that's first, they've got Martin, still on the lead lap in 21st after that early incident. Did want to recover. It's just finishing a lap down. What does that mean for the championship? Well, look, it is close right up now as we head to Brands Hatch. And look, only 7 points separating the top 2. It could not get any closer. Dunn getting a big haul of points there and looking comfortable in that 3rd position. Gilman making progress and getting ahead of Johns up into 4th place due to that good finish on the podium in race 2. Garrity up 3 places in 6th. Ball, a big climber. That's that 2nd in race 1. Getting himself up to 8th. The riser up 4 places was Hagen. Malcolm down 4 to 10th. Sabula up 8. A great climb from him to get himself up into 11th, the Polish driver. Smith, Birch, Holland, Denyer, Crowther, McGarity, Embrigham, McCabe and Ems rounding out your top 20. Then it's Damon in 21st. Surf drivers losing a few places. Harris in 22nd. Then was Fulton, Seal, Cottenham, Jones. That's Morgan Anderson climbing up another 4 places up to 28th now. This is the Norwegian driver Martin and Myers running out the top 30. Then it's Gibson, Murray. Just gutted, they could haul some more points, but even so, Gibson up 8 places. Butler, Simon, Stevenson, Van Os, Walters, and Johnson taking you up to 38th with Hewitt and Holloway rounding out your top 40. Then it was Hall, Dandridge, Van Den Allen, Hooper, Graves. Championship, and wow, what a race! And what's that done to the team's championship? Well, Impulse, we say they lead the way and looking incredibly comfortable there for the championship win. And over 1,000 points, 1,184 to be precise. Luminous in 2nd on 883. But Motorfort climbing a place to get up to 780 and looking comfortable for 3rd place. It's a bit of a battle over that 4th place between Team Ord climbing 3 places and Insignia remaining in 5th. Simply Digital, they're in a bit of a battle for 6th place with Pulse's Esports, Ignium Motorsport and Ignium Motorsports Park in 8th and 9th, and Fiercely Forward rounding out your top 10. Semper Racing, well, what a heyday for points for them, climbing 11 places to get themselves into 12th. Absolutely spectacular. And 13th is Track Obsession, TC Motorsports in 14th. And British Sim Racers down 2 places into 15th. Likewise, Sim Road down a couple of places as well. Wow, what can we say? I'm almost losing my voice from all that excitement, the closeness of the finish. It was just spectacular. Well, I thought, cannot wait to see what happens in 2 weeks' time at Brands. It's a tighter track, obviously, a little bit more technical, but always great for racing. Standout moments from today. What can we say? Well, Mats Morgansen, for the sheer amount of overtakes that he made here, was got to be up there for drive of the day. It's making him the first driver to win 2 races at 1 round. That's got to have a large amount of credit, and look, by golly, it's really helped his championship aspirations, because Flarton not having the best of times here at Daytona. Be ruining that one a little bit, maybe. We've had some great drives from myself and Shane. It's goodbye.